Hello, my spooky friends. It is Stacy. Are you a big fan of 80s horror movies? I know that I am. I love the B horror movies just as much as I do love the big blockbuster movies. So I did have a request that someone wanted to see the alien face from They Live, and I thought this was a great opportunity to use some paint, try out some new paints I've never tried before. I'm using Mehron, and I'm also using their neon UV paints. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's just go ahead and get into it. To begin, I'm blocking out my eyebrows. I'm using a spoolie to push them inward toward the orbital bone, and I'm going in with some spirit gum, and I'm going with the growth of the hair and then against the growth. And once that begins to dry, I take a small spatula and I begin to push those and flatten those down. Now I do this about 2 or 3 times because I'm going to go in and use my scar wax to get rid of the rest of the texture. Now I'm not too worried about changing the color because I'm going to be painting them black for this look, so I did not color correct or powder them. If you're looking to save yourself some time and money, I have a tutorial that I will list in the description below on how to make your scar wax. It's very easy, and chances are you have some of the products in your home already, so do check that out. I'm going in with just a small amount of product in a spatula, and I'm pushing that all the way in to the rest of the texture that's into the eyebrow. I go in and do this for the other side, just a little bit of product to cover up the texture, and what is left over that goes up over the eyebrow growth, I just scrape that off with the back of my spatula. Using a black eyeliner pencil, I'm going to map out the shapes on my face first before I put in any paint, and I'm going over the nose and over the top of the lip and down into the jaw area and carving out those cheekbones. You want it high so it shows up, so I move it above my natural cheekbone area just for more of a dramatic effect. I continue to map out up under the jawline into the neckline for that red muscle look, and going in and mapping out the spaces in the look, the shapes onto the face. Be sure that you are using a reference photo, and then also make sure that you are using shapes that fit your face the best. I think we have a tendency to get carried away by trying to do something exactly as we see it. Just be mindful and put it in as the space on your face allows it to be. Don't worry about precision so much at this point. Just make sure you get these shapes in because you're going to use paint to clean up the lines and tight line in black later. I go through over into the orbital bone and I place those iconic shapes into the center of the forehead. And one side of the forehead has longer shapes than the other, so that's what I kept to in looking at my reference photo. Now I did not care for the shape in the center, so I just made it a little bit smaller because I wanted that top piece to be a little bit longer. And going in with Mehron's neon UV paints, I'm using a Narrative Cosmetic an angle brush. I will have these listed in the description below. They do hold paint very well. I love these brushes. I've used them and they do not stain and they clean up very easy. But I'm going in and putting a small layer, and I'm working with the right brush. Now this is something that I recommend that everyone get used to. Just make it a good habit. Use the brush for the area that you need. Do not try to force anything in because you're using a brush that's too big for the area that you're working with. You will see me in this paint for the blue alone. I used about 2 different brushes. And if you're having an issue with controlling your hand when you paint, try putting your arm above your chest as a way to use your painting hand as a means to make it more stable, and that may help. As far as brushes go, one thing that might save you some time and keep things a little bit more in your budget is I pick up on Amazon nail brushes that are used for nail art. They are smaller and finer, and they are a lot less expensive than, say, some of your special effects makeup brushes. And I go through with the blue, and I have switched to a couple of brushes, waterliner brushes from cosmetic companies. I use Gavissi Beauty for the black today. And I go in and make sure I paint the rest of the face, and I get that nose painted in black. This is the Gavissi Beauty liner, and also one of their brushes. Using the red from the Mehron palette, I go in and place the red inside the shapes onto the face, and I also go in and paint that jaw area for the exposed muscle. And I do love these paints. They are far more comfortable than any other water paints that I have used. If you can swing it, and this is something that you do often with cosplay or other makeups, I would recommend picking this up. I picked this up on a sale, and they did not disappoint. I absolutely love them, and I'll be using them a little bit more, but I'm also going to try to use the products that are more easily available, like at the craft store and at Walmart. I'm always going to try to find the best for your money and what will work, as compared to paying high end just because something says it's a special effects brush or a professional brush. I don't believe in that. There are some things that I prefer to use, and Mehron brushes are one of them, as well as this Mehron paint that I hope to be using a lot more often. One of the things I like about this makeup look is it was a challenge to make sure that without the UV lights on it, it would look like the character from the movie, but also when the black light hit it, that you would still get the same effect with it. So I really did enjoy this part of it. Also, I enjoy painting. It gives me a chance to sit down and relax and be mindful of the process. I love how things come together. It also teaches you to take your time. And although I do love the special effects makeup, the prosthetic work, and the sculpting, I do love to sit down and just paint. It just relaxes me so much. I use a liner brush and go up underneath for the red and the muscle. And I'm using the Gavissi Beauty black waterliner again with one of their brushes to tight line and hone the shape that we put in earlier with a pencil. I do believe that Gavissi Beauty is having a BOGO sale at the time, so I'll put that into the description below so you can check that out. I think indie brands have been killing it for the last few years. They have great products, excellent customer service, and if you follow them on their social medias or if you sign up for their newsletters, you will often find sales beyond what you would call normal holidays. So beyond Christmas and Black Fridays, they offer sales constantly throughout the year, and that might save you some money as well. I'm using black to paint the teeth on my upper lip, being sure to follow all the way to where the blue stops at the corners of the mouth. I'm painting the inside of my mouth on the bottom and the upper lip, and then I go in and tight line that orbital bone. I did get carried away and I placed the red in first, but I'm using the red and mixing it with black just for a better transition, and then I go in with the white portion, which is not as opaque, so I had to layer this a few times. So I created an eyeball, so when I closed my eyes, it went up over into the crease and then up under the eye itself. Now going back in with some red, although the black is not dry, it's going to be less harsh and not a solid stark line, so I'm using that to my advantage and placing in that muscle look from the red. Going in with a smaller fine brush, I'm creating those small veins inside of the red. When doing the veins, I use 3 different brushes for variable sizes of veins to show up in this look, and so things don't get muddied. I'm using the Narrative Cosmetic brush to start, and the white handled brush is the Gavissi Beauty brush. And then I'll also go in with a nail art design brush that I got off of Amazon, and you can see that goes in and is even smaller. Using white to paint the teeth in on the bottom. Now I did have to go through and use about 3 layers of white to make sure that it really stood out and showed up when the UV light was not on it. I paint the upper teeth white, and again I had to use about 3 layers. I mixed orange, yellow, and white to give me more of that jaw bone, and I did this in several layers as well. And with the black liner, I go over and I create a star shape, so once that I close my eyes, it will look similar to the reference photo. And I also place it up underneath. And because I have hooded eyes, I had to go in with my fan to get it dry, and then tight lining and going in and putting more detail into the teeth at the bottom. So I squared at the top and used small triangles at the bottom that will give that in the jawbone look to it. I finished my neck with some more blue paint, always going a little bit further down than what I need in the costume. I'd rather it be covered completely than there be a line of skin. To make those bottom teeth pop a little bit more, I go in with a gray eyeshadow, and then I push that eyeshadow down into a line up under each tooth. For more added depth and dimension, I'm using black eyeshadow and creating shadows inside the red area of the shapes on the face. To separate the cheek and the jawbone area, I go in with some more black liner on each side of the face. It gives it that added dimension, and it really brings this look together. And I go in and I match the other side, making sure that everything is opaque. Here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like to have fun while saving money, please subscribe. And if you want sneak peeks, behind the scenes footage, or vote on my next look, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Those links are below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.